So did I go out and actually buy this motherfucker? Did I go out and wait in a 2-hour line at midnight to play the most overhyped game of the year? Did I go back on my word and end up buying this bullshit? Hell fucking no. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Holy shit. Unless someone paid me to play this. And I'm not talking about pay for my game. I'm talking pay me hard cash to actually play this where I make a profit off this motherfucker. There is no way I'm buying this load of crap. The gameplay you're watching comes from Devious, one of my buddies that I've been gaming with for a long time, back since Call of Duty 4. And for the rest of the year, this is the only way you will get to see crap ops footage on my channel. By the way, if you want to mess with Devious, just ask him where's Richie. He loves that question. But anyways, in order to do my rants this year, I'm going to be showcasing some gameplays from friends, subscribers, along with the Hipfire commentary series. But I refuse to give Treyarch any more of my goddamn money. Now, I'm sure they don't give a shit. They're going to be making $10 trillion fucking dollars off this motherfucker. But I'll be damned if I give that dick-sucking sad excuse of a game developer one more fucking penny from my pocket. Now, here's the deal. I'm always in the loop when it comes to things happening with video games. I may not know everything, but at least know a little something something. So that means there are going to be plenty of rants on Crap Ops 2, regardless of how much they improve the motherfucker, because let's face it, the quality of Call of Duty right now is pretty much at rock bottom. From the reviews and comments, Black Ops seems to have made some major improvements, so I will give them credit in some videos in the future. You know, when a company does good, I have no issue praising them, and I'm going to do that in this game with a couple of topics that I have on the future. However, I'm also going to tear them a new asshole over the bullshit that's in this fucking game, but I'm not going to be talking about the gameplay just today. I'm sure people wonder, how come I can't stand Treyarch, but I tend to give Infinity Ward a pass? How come I call Treyarch games glorified whale shit, but Infinity Ward games only bullshit? And you know what? It starts with the management team. Now, here's some interesting things to know. Treyarch has over 250 employees in the company that all worked on Crap Ops 1 and Crap Ops 2. Infinity Ward has less than 100 employees. Not only does Infinity Ward have less than 100, but they lost all their top people over that lawsuit bullshit with Activision a couple years ago. So, Treyarch is double their size, which means by simple math, they should be able to put out either double the game size, double the quality, or at least half the time. You know what I'm talking about? Each year, David Vonderhaar makes the rounds with the media, giving us all the details about their game. Each year, when questioned about PlayStation 3, he gives us the same bullshit line, that it'll be a comparable product to Xbox and PC. And each year, the game is treated like a fucking red-headed stepchild. I'm not just talking about the DLC. This has nothing to do with DLC releases because that's all Activision. This has to do with development and the outright lies this fucking cocksucker will flap his gums about. Those who play Treyarch products on both systems will tell you there is a huge difference in quality when you compare the two products. Now, this is nothing new to a PlayStation 3 owner. We're used to getting second-rate products from Activision. Treyarch lied to us 2 years ago when they said Black Ops 1 was going to be developed and will not be a port. That was bullshit. It was a fucking port. Treyarch lied to us about features that weren't compatible on the PlayStation 3. That was bullshit, because a patch added those features after the fact when they could have been available on release date. But again, they didn't give a shit about working on this before the fact because they could have always done it afterwards and said, oh, we're supporting the console. When pressed by the media and players on Twitter, Vonderhaar finally had to admit he couldn't bullshit anymore. PlayStation 3 was a ported version from Xbox, and it wasn't ported until the very last days of development. It was never beta tested. Matter of fact, it was only server tested 3 days before the release of the game. How the fuck do you only test a game 3 days before the release date? You know why? Because Treyarch is nothing more than a third-rate game developer that excels at lying to their customers. So when PlayStation 3 players started playing, we immediately saw the problems the game had. Not only did we see the problems, but throughout the year, the game continued to have server problems. The connection was atrocious. For all the bumps in the road that Xbox had, this was nothing compared to PlayStation 3. Their plan was to get Xbox complete and then work on the PlayStation 3 version as time went on through patches and hot fixes. So right off the bat, the games are developed in different manners and supported in different manners after release. Besides the lying this company does and having that former shitty community manager Josh Olin, thankfully no longer works there. What separates Treyarch and Infinity Ward games is the difference in gap between the quality. Treyarch games are night and day when it comes to Xbox and PlayStation 3. The problems Xbox have are magnified on PlayStation 3. The gap in quality makes you wonder, why do they even bother making a PlayStation 3 version of the game since they have no intention of actually creating a decent game for our console? Now, if you don't believe that, how come none of the video game media outlets received a copy of the PlayStation 3 version of Black Ops 1 and 2 before the game? Every media group received the Xbox version, but the PC version and the PlayStation 3 version were not made available until release date. So all the early reviews that you see on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 were made off the console version of Xbox. That's it. Right now, PlayStation 3 is already plagued with server connection issues. Now, I don't want to harp on opening week problems so much because all the major releases go through this the first week. But PlayStation 3, which has a smaller user base, has more server-related issues and downloadable content issues than Xbox. Again, this goes back to how Treyarch treats the PS3 community, and their lame excuse every fucking year is to blame Sony. Yes, because Sony's the company sticking that Microsoft dildo up your ass, you fucking morons, right? Now, with Infinity Ward, there's a noticeable difference between console versions. It's nowhere near as bad as the gaps in Treyarch. Modern Warfare 3 was a shitty game, but it was a shitty game on all the consoles. Modern Warfare 2 was all fucked up, but on consoles, you had decent hit detection in a 4-bar game. It's the perks that ruin that game. We all know that shit. And Infinity Ward released Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 3 to media outlets for all consoles for pre-release reviews. Modern Warfare 3 wasn't released early on the PlayStation 3, and look at how that shit turned out. Black Ops 1 was just about as close to unplayable on PlayStation 3 as you can get. I never had 4 bars in that game ever. And when I hosted, I lagged more than off-host, just like Modern Warfare 3. In World at War, PlayStation 3 servers disconnected all the time. All the time. I mean, combine that with the piss-poor graphics and the comical sound that game had, that piece of shit was just a fucking embarrassment to the series. Now we get Crap Ops 2, and David, I can't figure out the difference between my foot and my ass because my dick is still stuck in an Xbox port hole. Vandahar is still stating that PlayStation 3 was developed separately. And once again, right from the campaign scenes to zombie mode, we can see that nothing was developed independently. This game is nothing more than another piss-poor port. So once again, this motherfucker has lied to PlayStation 3 owners. So for those wondering why I can't stand Treyarch, now you know. It's not about which game is better, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty 4. It's not about that shit. It's about how the PlayStation 3 community is treated by these cuntards. It's about how we are repeatedly lied to over and over and over again while they continue to make piss-poor quality products and quality test the game after it's been released. Basically, PlayStation 3 players are playing nothing more than a glorified beta right now. You hear all this amazing shit that they've added to the game, but when the game plays like shit, why the fuck would you bother? If the servers play like shit and PlayStation 3 is treated like fucking Starvin' Marvin from South Park, why continue to go back to this company? Hence, if I ever saw David Vandahar rolling on the floor and his hair on fire, I wouldn't even piss on him to put it out. You know what I would do? I would get some marshmallows and roast those shits over his fucking corpse while I kick him when the fire starts lagging. Fuck that, bitch. I got your lag compensation right here, motherfucker. So for those of you wondering why I always rip Treyarch a new asshole and refuse to play their bullshit, now you know. I don't care how good or how bad their games are. For all I know, this could be the greatest Call of Duty game of all time. But when a developer treats you like shit and views you as nothing more than a nuisance, you tend not to give a fuck about them in return. When they lie to you over and over and over again, it's only so many times they're going to cry wolf where you finally say, you know what? Fuck you, go fuck yourself. Anyways, this rant is over, but I'll tell you right now, I have a shitload more rants coming. Everything from pre-order perks to gaming support to the DLC to the perks in the game, zombies, you name it. Anything that has to do with Black Ops 2, oh hell yeah, there's going to be some ranting involved up in this bitch. So anyways, as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit, and I'll see you guys in the next Black Ops video.